Jessica. I'm one of the trainers at UVAC, and I'm going to lead you in today's exercise video. For today's workout, I'm going to have you grab something like a canoe paddle. You can also use a lacrosse stick, hockey stick, a golf club, or even a broomstick. We're going to have 4 exercises to do today. Before we get started, check out one of Erin's dynamic warm-up videos. All right, take your paddle. Stand in squat position with your feet slightly wider than your hips. Extend your arms directly in front of you and begin your squat. Remember, when you squat, really sit back. Lift your toes if you need to really help you drive through your heels as you stand. Also, squeeze your glutes as you're standing. Let's add a movement. Raise the paddle directly over your head when you stand. As you're raising the paddle, make sure to tighten your abs. Good job. Do 15 reps of this exercise. The second exercise we're going to do today is called a single leg RDL. Now, using a paddle is a great tool to help your body do the movement properly, as it does involve a hip hinge. The way that works is you're going to place the paddle behind your back, and you want to maintain contact with the paddle and the back of your head and with your bum throughout the entire movement. This will also involve extending your leg behind you, and one thing to remember there is to really keep your hips pointed in front of you. If you open up your hips and then extend, you're really compromising the movement here. This is a great glute and hamstring exercise, so as you're extending your leg behind you, really use that glute muscle to move your leg. And as always, keep your abdominals nice and tight. That will help with the balance component. This exercise does involve a bit of balance, so don't be afraid of a few wobbles. Let's begin. Good. Do 10 on one leg and then do 10 on the other leg. Now go down just as far as you feel comfortable. Some people may go down just a little bit, like so. Others of you will be ready to go down a lot further. All right, good job. Our third exercise today will be using a plank position. So go ahead and set your paddle down on the floor. The end of the paddle is going to be just below your chest. Remember that a plank is a great core exercise, and throughout the exercise, you really want to be engaging your abdominals, keeping them nice and tight. Also keeping your glutes tight, your quads and hamstrings tight as well. That will help you to maintain a proper form. So we're going to be using a high plank position. So your hands are going to be on either side of the paddle. Your hands are going to be directly below your shoulders. Go into plank position. Have a nice flat, straight back, and move the paddle from side to side. First with your right hand, then with your left hand. Now, ideally, you don't want your hips to move much, if at all. If you feel like your hips are moving more than just a little bit, you can modify this exercise. So the way you're going to do that is, again, using a high plank position, hands on either side of the paddle and hands directly below your shoulders. Instead of planking from your toes, you're going to plank from your knee. Hold your abdominals really tight, as well as your butt, your hamstrings, and your core. You want to have a nice straight back. And again, move the paddle from side to side. Left hand, right hand. Left hand, right hand. All right, you want to do this exercise where you're pulling the paddle with your left hand 10 times and with your right hand 10 times. Okay. Our fourth exercise today is called a reach to the sky. And that involves standing with your feet shoulder width apart, holding the paddle in your left hand, having kind of a softer knee, hinge at the hips. You want to keep your back nice and flat, try to get it parallel to the ground. You are going to feel a pull or a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Hands both straight down, and keeping them straight, you want to raise your left arm as high as it can go. Now make sure that you are following with your eyes and your head the movement of your hand. Bring it up, hold for 2 counts, 1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and down. So do 10 on your left, and then switch over to your right. Remember, feet shoulder width apart, hinging at the hips, holding the abdominals really tight. Try to get your back flat and parallel to the ground, a little bend in the knee, and lifting your hand. Following it with your head and with your eyes. Do 10 on this side as well. So that's the workout for today. Do 1 of each of the series and repeat it 3 to 4 times. So thanks very much and have a good day.